Hello, this is your pal Sophie here with another LinkedIn and Chill. And today we are again just opening the space if you would like to call in and chit chat with me about topics related to sex and sexuality. We are here because we're getting closer to Election Day, about a week away, and so I want to focus our next few days topics around reproductive health and just let everybody know, hey, it's, things are a little bit less scary than people might assume. Everything's going to be just fine. So today we're going to be talking about Planned Parenthood. Just kind of as a brief overview of what this is, I just take, again, time to open a space if you'd like to call or leave a comment anywhere with questions and thoughts that you might have. If you want to talk about any of the topics I have listed on here, if you're on YouTube, Discord, Twitch, wherever you're watching from, you can't see them if you're on like Instagram or TikTok, but everybody else can see. There's topics I'm willing to chat with you about. I'm not debating. I'm just opening up the floor for discussion. Very interested in your point of view and thoughts on things. So that's kind of what this is. And then, while I'm between calls or between games, just killing some time and doing our little daily puzzles, I would very much love it if you indulge me in my thoughts on today's daily topic. And again, we're going to be talking about Planned Parenthood today. And just as a quick overview of what Planned Parenthood even is, they're really primarily known for some of their reproductive health services. She's like good and sleep until I press play. It's probably because I'm talking. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Come here, baby girl. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, again, they're best known for some of their. Oh. What you done? There you go. You okay? Yeah. So they're best known for their reproductive health services. Sorry. And that includes things like abortion, of course. Usually it's just medical abortion. So that's like early term, first trimester types of abortions. But they do DNCs, D&Es, which are the more invasive kind as well. And that's what they're really known for. But I want to share some of the other things that they do because it's very important as it's just related to reproductive health. They provide birth control, emergency contraception. They also do pregnancy tests. And so, when it comes to reproductive health, they're a very amazing service. And so it's something I think that needs to be protected. I think Roe v. Wade needs to be reenacted. And I think these people need to stop being ostracized and harmed and targeted. It's abhorrent when they provide a contentious service, but they do so many other things. And we'll talk about some of the other things they do as we move forward throughout our games today. And again, if you want to interrupt me at any time, feel free to call in or just leave a comment and we can chat about whatever you like. Our first game today is going to be Cross Climb. It's my least favorite game, I hate to admit. It's just a little too easy most of the time. So we'll run through it. Solid form for some over-the-counter medicines. I'm going to say pill. Prefix that means many, as before. Something theistic or amorous, I guess poly. Hi, friend. Yeah, like a skyscraper is probably tall. Way to gather opinions, a poll. One shortened spelling of until, T-I-L-L. So now we have to rearrange them by how they change by letter. We had a big day. We had a dentist appointment for my 5-year-old, and we were on the bus all day. It was fun. So Bill goes here, and Polly. So now we get our top and bottom clues, which are a compound term for a tied back hairstyle named after a feature of a small horse. Ponytail. So we have tail up top and pony. There we go. So yeah, that's not the most difficult puzzle. So again, we'll just kind of run through today. Since she's waking up, we'll just keep it short. But again, this space is your space. If you'd like to call in or chat or leave a comment about anything that you're thinking regarding sex and sexuality, especially reproductive freedom, reproductive rights, and health, because that's just such an important topic as we move into Election Day in a week. So just to kind of share a little bit more about Planned Parenthood, and let's set up our next little puzzle pinpoint. And let me just make sure I'm not missing any thoughts here. Everything seems to be going pretty good. Yeah. I'm everywhere. So this is, we've been testing it for a while, and it's going pretty good. So this is an interesting new format, but we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Discord, everywhere. So, just trying to make this a nice and pleasant daily thing. Very interested in hearing what my community, you, has to say on topics of sex and sexuality. If you don't know, my name is Sophie of sexwithsophie.com. I teach people how to talk to each other about sex, whether it's talking to your kids, talking to people who disagree with you, talking to your partner, talking to yourself. Those are my specialties. So visit sexwithsophie.com to learn more, sign up for a free membership, and join our community. And just to kind of move on to some additional thoughts about Planned Parenthood. In addition to reproductive health, or in conjunction with reproductive health services, they also do a lot of testing. So they do STI testing, sexually transmitted illnesses testing and treatment. They also do specifically HIV testing and counseling. And this one is really close to my heart. I'll share a couple of kind of anecdotal stories as we're just waiting for people to call in if you choose. Just really briefly, one time I was dating this, gorgeous man, just super chocolatey dark skin, 6'7", built to the gods, amazing, like long dreads, big lips, gorgeous man. Like, my gosh, if he didn't do this thing I'm going to say he did, I would feel really bad about not dating him anymore. But one time when we were having sex, he decided to remove the condom. And I didn't find out until after we were done, and was horrified. So I immediately was able to go to Planned Parenthood and get STI testing to make sure that I was okay. I did it again after a few weeks just to make sure I was still okay, make sure I wasn't pregnant, and those services are amazing. It's great that was there for me. It has nothing to do with abortion. I just think it's nice that they have all these additional services, and we'll talk about even more that they have after we finish our pinpoint puzzle, or after you interrupt me and give me a call or leave a comment if you have any thoughts on sex and sexuality, on any of the topics that I have listed up here, or just anything else that's on your mind, especially in regards to why I think Kamala Harris is the best choice as we move into Election Day. I've already voted. I actually voted absentee because I live in the UK. So that was really easy to do. So if you're expat as well and you need some help with that, please follow me, leave a comment, let me know, DM me. I'll help you out with that. But yeah, let's move on to Pinpoint. This is my third favorite game, so second least favorite game, just because, again, it's kind of simple. So we have to find the matching or the running thread throughout all of these clues. The first one is sound. So I'm going to say board, maybe. Nope. Billabong. Sound. And what is Billabong? Billabong? Isn't that a brand? Sound. Billabong. Sound. Billabong? Is this like surfing? Or ocean things? Canal? Like waterways? Yeah, bodies of water. A billabong? I have to look that up. What is a billabong? I thought it was a brand. Okay. I thought it was a brand. Let's look up definition. So a billabong is a branch of a river forming a backwater or stagnant pool made by water flowing from the main stream during a flood. Learned something new today. Again, I just thought it was a fun word somebody made up for their brand of surfing apparel, but okay, that's great. Okay, it's kind of like cenote. I didn't know that was a word until I was researching a book I was writing. Cenote. It's like a cave lake or a body of water within a cave. All right, so let's set up Tango. And let me move her out of the way before she knocks the whole computer down. Yeah, and so let's chat a little bit more about Planned Parenthood. Another service that they do that's incredibly important for men and women is cancer screenings. So they do cervical, breast, colorectal, prostate, testicular, and thyroid cancer screenings, which are incredibly important. And so just as another anecdote, my mom found out that I was having sex because of a cervical cancer screening that I had done, known as a pap smear. I had a pap smear that came back with abnormal cervical cells. And so, that was a big deal. Had to go and get a cone biopsy and have everything checked out to make sure that I didn't have cancer. And I didn't, which is great. But in kind of researching all of this was when I was maybe 19 years old. My mom was helping me to understand what was going on. So she did her homework and found that usually those abnormal cells are a result of HPV, which is a sexually transmitted disease. And so 19 years old, I'm old enough to, if you heard my story yesterday, I lost my virginity at 16. So it was 3 years ago at this point. And, but my mom was like, oh my gosh, are you sexually active? Because it says here that you can only have this, or a result of HPV, which is a sexually transmitted disease, is having abnormal cervical cells and cervical cancer. And I was like, well, yeah, but wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that I would be outed because of a cervical screening, but I was. And then the craziest thing, it turned out that I went to Planned Parenthood to make sure I could get my STI test done to see if I did in fact have HPV, and I don't in fact have HPV. Didn't have it then, don't have it now. So it was crazy that I happened to have abnormal cells, I guess naturally, but it outed me to my mom that I was no longer a virgin at almost 20 years old, which is crazy. But it's still a very important service that Planned Parenthood provides, cancer screenings. So it's something that I hope more people take advantage of. And let's move into our next puzzle, and we'll come back after Tango and talk a little bit more about some of the other services that Planned Parenthood provides. Yeah, and especially to low-income people or people in who otherwise don't have easy access to some of these services. It's just a crucial organization. But let's jump into Tango, which is our suns and moons puzzle, where we have to have an even amount of suns and moons across each row and down each column. You can't have more than 2 in a row. And if you see an X symbol, you have to have the opposite symbol. Hi. And if you see an equal symbol, you have the same symbol. Hi. And again, you can't have more than 2 in a row. So those have to be suns. That's equal. That's a sun. You need an even amount across each row and column. Hello. So we need a moon on this row. Hi, baby. We can't have more than 2 in a row, so that has to be a moon. That's the opposite symbol. Can't have more than 2 in a row, so that's a sun. That's a moon. We need another moon for this column. That's a moon. That's no moon. And we need a sun on either side because that can't have more than 2 in a row. That's equals. That's a moon. That's the sun. We need a moon to fill out this column. That's the opposite symbol. So now we need a moon to fill out this column. We need a sun to fill out this row. Let's see. We need opposites here. And so we're missing 2 moons and 1 sun. So it's definitely going to be a moon and a sun. So what's left is a moon. So that's got to be a moon. So this has to be a sun for this row. We're missing a moon for this column. And then we have a final sun here. And then the opposite, a moon there. So that's, again, not the most challenging, but I enjoy Tango. It's getting to be a little bit more fun. Yeah. So just to keep on chitty-chatting about Planned Parenthood, while again I await your call or your comments on sex and sexuality, on Planned Parenthood, on any of the topics that I'm listing above. Yeah. Or if you'd like to leave a comment or call with any of your thoughts or questions, that would be amazing. I'm here for you. Again, I'm Sophie with sexwithsophie.com, and I teach people how to talk to each other about sex. So just to give you some more fodder, let's keep chit-chatting about Planned Parenthood and some of the services that they provide. One of the things that they do is they can act as a family practice or a place to go for wellness visits and health screenings. So they can screen for anemia, cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that. They can do just regular annual exams and routine checkups as a wellness visit. And again, they can act as a family practice to help with some acute or chronic diseases. They can do some minor office procedures and just general health assessments. So that's, again, for medical deserts especially, like what an invaluable resource Planned Parenthood is. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, and I'll tell you about a couple more once we finish our Queen's battle, which I adore. These are my favorite LinkedIn puzzles. And if you have any thoughts or anecdotes or questions or comments, make sure you leave one in the chat or give me a call at the number above and let's talk about it. I'm very, very interested in how you arrived at your points of view, if you share my point of view, if you don't. And I'm not here to debate. I can't do that. I'm not a contentious person. It makes me nervous. I'll get a negative email or comment, and it's just, oh, this makes you cringe. So I definitely want to just chit chat and talk to you. If you have a difference of opinion, or if you just have some very strong thoughts, I'm here to listen. Otherwise, let's move into our Queen's battle, and I'll share a couple more Planned Parenthood services after this. And then sometimes we do our star battles, but baby girls need some attention, so we'll do Queens and chit chat, and again, leave the space open for you. But if you're not inclined today, that's all right. We do these just about every day. And if you want to think about your question or comment, I'll be here tomorrow. But here's Queens. This is a game where you have to find a crown, one crown on each row, in each column, and in each colored shape. The crowns cannot touch. And there are certain rules that you'll start to kind of find in these games. For instance, if you have a certain set of shapes in that same number of shapes, number of columns or rows, then everything outside of those shapes can be removed. So you see you have a shape here, this blue shape and the brown shape here. They fit solidly within these last two columns. So you can't have anything outside of those shapes in these two columns. Same here with this purple and orange. And let's see. So now we have where the gray is only in this row, so we can't have anything else in that row, and we can't have anything around it because that would eliminate this gray area. We can't have anything here because that would take away all the red, or here because that would take away all the red. Let's see if there's any other rules we can see. All right, so in these two rows, we only have gray and green, so we can't have any gray or green outside of these two rows. So we could take all that away. And we know we can't have something here because that would take away the green. Oh, hi, sweetheart. So in the same way there's two in this column, there's only two shapes in this solid, two complete shapes in the top two rows. So we can also take everything else away from those top two rows. So that leaves then, let's see. Oh, I thought we might have had a clear one, but not quite yet. That's okay. Oh, excuse you. Bless you. She's doing something I shall not mention. All right, so let's see. And as fun as I find these, I'm not like the best at them. So if something's jumping out at you and you're like, just right here, please leave a comment or give me a call and let me know if you just want to chat about puzzles. We had lovely Sophie from Hong Kong, who that's all we talked about was puzzles, and that's perfectly fine. And I see it. On this row right here, the only thing we can have is this brown. So we can take away everything in its column and in its row and around it because they can't touch. And that leaves, and everything else in the shape because the shape is now accounted for. That leaves our blue. That leaves our purple. That leaves our orange, and we can take everything away in that row and around it. So that means that red can only be here and here, so we can't have anything here. That leaves our yellow. That leaves our red. That leaves our gray. That leaves our green. So, wow, I had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but we got through it, and well done. I just find that to be so fun. Don't you? Hi. Well, before she eats my shirt. Yeah, hi. So the final services that Planned Parenthood provides that I'd like to chat about, our menopause treatment is one. So they provide treatments for hormone treatments and assessments and all kind of things to help with like hot flashes and some of the symptoms of menopause, which is incredible because there's so little women's health information out there. And so to have a place that can again act as a oasis in some of these medical deserts to provide that information is so important. And then lastly, one of the little known things that they do is help with smoking cessation. So they provide medications, information, and I think even some group settings to help with smoking cessation. And that's wonderful, especially if you're pregnant. I think one of the biggest differences I can see between America and the UK living here now is that in America, we do a really good job of helping pregnant mothers understand how dangerous smoking and drinking is. I think they do a good job here of providing information, but it's just not hammered home like it is in America. Like when I was in the hospital with this one, because she was born super early. So I was in the hospital with her for a long time, and I saw a lot of premature babies and sick babies that kind of cycled through the NICU when we were there. And I'd say like 95% of the parents who were there smoked. And so it's like, hey, don't you get the connection? And they just didn't. They really don't. And they love their kids as much as anybody else. And so it's just one of those things where I really wish the UK would do a better job of, again, hammering it home that you really shouldn't smoke while you're pregnant. And so it's amazing that in America, I think one of the reasons that's so well known is because of Planned Parenthood. They have those smoking cessation programs, and not just if you're pregnant. So if you're trying to quit, check out Planned Parenthood. A lot of people don't know that's where you can go for that kind of help. But yeah, that's it for my LinkedIn puzzles, and that's it for some of the services I wanted to share with you that Planned Parenthood provides. Not seeing anybody calling in, which is quite all right. Again, we'll be here tomorrow to again chat about more reproductive rights and reproductive health topics. I'm going to touch on the big one. I'm actually working on a hours-long Ask Sophie response to a question I received from a friend of mine on Facebook about, do I really agree with that women should be able to have abortions in all 9 months? And yes, I do. And I'll share why. And if you disagree with that, let me know. I'd love to get your thoughts and opinions. So we'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably go ahead and try to tackle that big topic with some just highlighted talking points, and we'll hopefully get some calls in so I can understand your points of view, and hopefully we can come together on some things, or at least I hope I can again teach you how to talk to people who might disagree with you on the subject. But either way, thanks for LinkedIn and chilling with us today. That was a fun set of 4 LinkedIn puzzles, don't you think? I think so. All right, well, I'm going to get her to bed. It's almost 9 o'clock in the evening here. So thanks for hanging out again. And be sure to follow me so you can get a notification of when we go live again. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.